Hello everyone, it's Kingsley here and I'm up in the North Yorkshire moors again. In this video today, I want to show you how not to do it. I get everything wrong, and so this is one of these videos that really says, maybe not this way. I hope you enjoy it. I thought this was a good idea. I went off on a run early on a Sunday morning up here on the moors. I run up a hill. In fact, you can see it behind me, it's right directly behind me there. It's called the Black Hamilton. It's between Osmotherley and over to Sutton Bank. And so I decided I'd go for a run. Well, you'll see it in a little bit of the video that I took. I had run the other way from Sutton Bank to Osmotherley many years. When I first moved over from Ireland over to England, I ran with some guys from the church, and I don't remember much about it, but of course I was actually in my 20s, my late 20s, I believe, when we did that. And so I thought I'd go for a run, and I made a mistake, and the mistake is very simple. It's that you've got to really work out in small steps what you can do, and particularly as an older runner, you can't bite it all off on the first day. So I made a few mistakes, to be honest. Kathy and I brought our dogs to the vets, and while we were in the waiting room, up on the wall, the vet had a special ordnance survey map made. And as I was looking at it, waiting for the dog to get his injections, I noticed that my running route, this running route that I'm doing today, was actually on that map. And I just used my fingernail to try and work out how long it would be from Osmotherley to Sutton Bank, and I worked out about 7 or 8 miles. Now that was wrong. So what I did on this particular run that I'm showing you today is I headed off up the Black Hamilton, and things were going well to start with, but I ran to Sutton Bank and I realized it was further than I thought. Now of course when I got there I had to come back, and so I'm normally doing a sort of 7.5 up here, and this actual walk I'm doing tonight is my normal run. It's about 7.5 or 8.5 miles depending on which route that I go, but that's about my limit, really, 8.5 up to 10 miles. Well, it worked out that the run I was doing, the one I'm showing you, worked out at 18 something miles, and I haven't done that, not in 40 years. Once I think I ran that far, and that was a bad idea. And so the golden rule basically is this: you build up in 10% increments. So if you've run a 7.8 or a 8 mile, then you shouldn't be running really more than 9 miles the next one. And what happened was I hit a wall. Oh my goodness me, I got there and I took a wrong turn. Ended up, I hit a wall at about 12.5 miles, and my legs just stopped working. I have never experienced that before. My legs just stopped working, and I had to walk the last part of it, and I ran out of water, and I thought, my goodness, please get me back home to my car. I was really a bit concerned at the end that I made a big mistake. And I'll tell you the biggest problem for it is I've been sore ever since. I actually did some damage. I sometimes have pain in my glutes and in my hips, and I have to say I had tremendous pain, and I'm still sore from that. So don't do that. 10%, work on the 10%, don't run too far. So here I am, I've just come just over, oh no, I've done a mile up the hill. I've run up the Black Hamilton, so behind you can see over to the Vale of York, and it's a beautiful morning. This is probably the hottest day. It was up in the 30s in some place yesterday here in England, and it was 30 in my car. Now I'm up at it's about 8 o'clock in the morning, and 8:15, and it's already very warm, but I brought plenty of water with me, and I'm heading along this way behind me. This is over the tops towards Sutton Bank. Just look behind me there. Isn't that incredible? That's actually looking over to North Allerton, where Kathy and I live, and I'm running towards Sutton Bank, and I'm hoping to go to Sutton Bank. I looked at an ordnance survey map in the vets actually up on their wall and tried to measure it out. It looked like it was 7 or 8 miles this way. I'm expecting it to be about 16 miles, but I'm taking my time, and I've got one of these energy drinks that I'm taking now just to give myself a bit of energy. I haven't eaten yet today, so I'm going to give myself a bit of energy before I go on. But I'm doing it slow, I'm doing it intentional, and I'm just looking for a really good, incredible morning and a blessing to be here. So I'm not videoing as I run because I looked at the last few videos and I don't carry a selfie stick with me most of the time, and it was so shaky, so I'll just stop occasionally and tell you how I'm doing. Talk soon. This is so awesome. I feel a corn behind me and I'm heading towards, it's the Cleveland way. I met a lady back there walking her children, and I was asking her some directions. Apparently it's straight on this Sutton Bank, and I passed this sign, you'll have seen it, that says Osmotherley was, I don't know how many miles, Sutton Bank 6 miles on, but I'd done 3 at that time. So actually this is a longer run than I expected. So I'm heading to Sutton Bank. I've done 4.82, about a quarter of my journey so far. So it is going to be longer, but I'm taking it slowly. I'm taking on plenty of fluids, and there's nobody here. But I've got my phone and it is awesome. So here we are, Sutton Bank, 9.3 miles. Much further than I expected. They describe this as the finest view in England, by the way. So I'm heading back this way, 9.31 miles. So I think I took a wrong turn. I ended up running on a road for about 2 miles, and I don't think I should have, but it wasn't clear where the turnoff was, so I'll find that on the way back. So 9.3, so it's going to be, it might be a little bit less if I find the right road, but it's going to be about 18 miles, which is much further than I expected to do. But hey ho, 12.62 miles. I just hit a bit of a wall. I took a wrong turn. I've come down this hill past a farm, and I've come here and I found it now, the road, but I ended up way up in the corner. And I had to stop just for a bit of a rest. As I say, I've done nearly 13 miles and I've about 2/3 of it done. So I'm taking a little bit of drink and a snack here and then get going again.
7.3 miles and I'm back. My camera's a bit steamed up and I'm absolutely exhausted. But glad to be back. I had to walk the last third of it probably. My legs gave up about 12.5 miles, but I'm so relieved to be back at the car. Very, very stony underfoot and I'm very tired.
So I'm sorry today it isn't one of those successful videos. I think the ones I've done so far have all worked out really well and I was buzzing, but this one, I hated it. I really hated it, and I regret that I did it, and I just bit off more than I could chew. And so I want to encourage you folks, don't do that, particularly as you're getting older. Take it in small steps and don't go too far, because I've actually been paying the price ever since and I'm not enjoying it. So there you go. So I do hope you are enjoying these videos that I'm doing. I've been trying to do them one a week. I put them up usually on a Tuesday night, and I've been fairly consistent so far, but I'm enjoying doing that. And if you do enjoy them, please subscribe and have a look at some of the other videos and tell people about them. I'm trying to just encourage people, particularly who are in their 60s now, as I've turned into my 60s, to really get out there and get some exercise, whether it's walking or whether it's running. Not too far, but as just getting some exercise, turning off the TV and realize that you're not old yet. Don't allow yourself or the world to tell you you're getting old. Just get out there and do some exercise and enjoy it. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.